Mathematics for computing. In the previous classes already we are present with the matrices, different type of matrix operation, different type of properties for the matrix operations. Then we are proceeding to the symmetric, symmetric matrix with the transpose of the matrix, and then we are proceeding to the determinant, how to find out the value of the determinant. Now using the expansion way and also using the properties. Now before we are proceeding to another one thing, once again, as like the symmetric and skew symmetric matrix, we also have the symmetric and skew symmetric determinant. Okay, so that is symmetric and skew symmetric determinant. In the case of matrix, which one was the symmetric? Now, if that is a matrix, we can say A is equal to F transpose. Then the matrix A is said to be the symmetric matrix. And in the case of skew symmetric, whatever the condition was that the A transpose is equal to minus A. Now, in the case of symmetric determinant, the same thing. That means when there is a determinant, if we transpose it, we are getting the same determinant. That same determinant means the value of the determinant must be same, but the elements according to the row and column also must be same. Suppose A, H, G, H, B, F, and then G, F, C. Now, if we transpose it, we are getting the same A, H, G, H, B, F, G, F, C. So that one is a symmetric determinant. Already according to the property, we know the transpose of any determinant gives the same value. Here is also the row elements and the column elements after transpose remaining the same. That's why it is symmetric. And for the skew symmetric determinant, suppose we have a determinant like 0, H, G, and minus H, 0, F, and minus G, minus F, 0. Okay. So suppose we are proceeding in that way, that at first transposing it. So when after transpose, the first column is now the first row, that means 0, minus H, minus G. Second column is now the second row, H, 0, minus F. Third column, G, F, 0 is now the third row. Now from each and every element, we cannot take the minus 1, but we can take minus 1 from each and every row or each and every column. So suppose from the first column, I am taking minus 1. Okay. So that one, 0, minus H, minus G. From the second column, once again, I am taking minus 1. So that one is becoming square. So H, 0, minus F. And from the third column, once again, I am taking the minus 1 as a common. So G, F, 0. Now look, that one, both are same, because that one is becoming minus 0, H, G, minus H, 0, F, minus G, minus F, 0. So that's why it is also called as a skew symmetric. That means after transpose, we are getting the minus A. Now, if we want to give the example like the very first one for the symmetric with the number like, so for the symmetric, that is 2, minus 6, 0, so minus 6, 5, 1, 0, 1, 9. If we transpose it, we are getting the same. So that is a symmetric determinant. And for the skew symmetric, example is like 0, 6, minus 9, minus 6, 0, 7, 9, minus 7, 0. That is also giving us after transpose the minus A of the determinant. So that is the skew symmetry. So after symmetric and skew symmetric, we are proceeding to another one, that is how to solve system of linear equations. And here we need the determinant, and the way is, that is Cramer's rule. Okay, suppose we have a system of linear equations, a1x plus b1y plus c1z. That means there are three variables, so at least three linear equations must be there. Suppose we have d1, then a2x plus b2y plus c2z is equal to d2, and a3x plus b3y plus c3z is equal to d3. So look at the first variable, that is x. Look at the second variable, that is y. Look at the third variable, that is z. And according to the column, we can say the first column is representing the variable x. Second column is representing the variable y. Third column is representing the variable z. Those are originally the resultant. Okay, so how we can proceed with the coefficient? These are the coefficients. The green color are the coefficients of the variable x. Green color b1, b2, b3 are the coefficients of the variable y. c1, c2, c3 are the coefficients of the variable z. So we can write it in the way of a1, a2, a3. Normally we denote the matrix or the determinant using the row. At that moment, I am just giving or saying according to the column, according to the variables, coefficients. So a1, a2, a3, the first column. Second column b1, b2, b3. Third column c1, c2, c3. That is called the coefficient matrix. Already we know. Okay, and it is written as capital A normally. Then we have the variables x, y, z, and in the sequence x, y, z are in the linear equations, we have to write the same sequence. That means if it is x, y, z, we are writing the column matrix of the variable matrix, that is also according to the row x, y, z. That means that must not be x, z, y or z, x, y, like that. X, y, z. That is called the variable matrix. Okay, and cross, that is capital X, is equal to the resultant matrix, that is d1, d2, d3. That is also a column matrix. Okay, so that is also called the resultant matrix, and that is B is equal to. So using that way, we can find out the Cramer's rule. The very first one must be the determinant of the coefficient matrix, value of the determinant of the coefficient matrix. Let us check with that. Suppose we have writing that determinant as capital D. Now capital D, or it may be written in the form of capital delta. Which one is this? Just look at the coefficient matrix and we are writing it as determinant, coefficient determinant, A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, C3, and that must not be equal to 0. The determinant of the coefficient matrix must not be equal to 0. That is the step 1 of Cramer's rule. If delta is equal to 0, we cannot proceed to Cramer's rule. That is the most important thing. Okay. Otherwise, if not equal to 0, proceed to the next step. Okay. Now, what is the next step? So, first of all, has not to be equal to 0, the coefficient determinant. Now, what are the variables? The first variable is x, and we are writing it as dx divided by d or upon d. Okay. Just for the first time, I am writing the value of d here, like a1, a2, a3, b1, b2, b3, c1, c2, c3. As like, for the next time, I am not writing. Now, what is happening with the dx? Once again, look at the first one, system of linear equations. The first column is representing the coefficients of the variable x. So without the first column, write down the second column and third column as like it is. Okay, and write down the first column for the resultant. Okay, so that is our dx. Now look at the thing. When we are dividing by d, if d is equal to 0, we cannot proceed with any value, that is undefined. So that's why the Cramer's rule is here. If delta is equal to 0 or d is equal to 0, we cannot proceed to the Cramer's rule. Now, if anyone is asking that, sir, suppose dx is equal to 0, what should be the result? 0, because that one is equal to 0, then by d, that is not equal to 0. So the result must be 0. X is equal to 0. There would be no problem. Whatever be the value of dx is, but d must not be equal to 0. Then y. What is y? Now, y is equal to dy upon d. So that means same as a1, a2, a3, b1, b2, b3, c1, c2, c3 not equal to 0. Once again mentioned. Now dy. Second column is representing the coefficients of y. So the first one column and third one column, that means the columns for the x and z remaining the same, except the second one for y. So that must be replaced with d1, d2, d3, that means the resultant. Same as for y. Z is equal to dz upon d. That means the same thing, a1, a2, a3, b1, b2, b3, c1, c2, c3. So the third column would be replaced. So a1, a2, a3, b1, b2, b3, and third column, which is representing the coefficients of z, would be replaced by d1, d2, d3. Whatever be the value of dx, dy, dz is. Then we can find out the value of x, y, and z. Let's check with an example. It would be better. Okay. Suppose the problem has been given in that way. 3x plus y plus z is equal to 4. X minus y plus 2z is equal to 6. X plus 2y minus z is equal to minus 3. So what are the coefficients? Always remember, we have to be cautious with the signs of the coefficients. Always be cautious. The very first one is plus. Second one plus, so that means 1 dot y. That means the coefficient of y is here 1. Third one, that is 1 dot y. That one is plus 1 dot x. Now that one, we can write it as plus minus 1 into y. Remember, whatever we have proceeded here, each and every one is the plus. So we have to consider that one according to plus. So the coefficient must be plus or minus according to that. So the next one is the plus 2 for z. That one is plus 1. That one is plus 2. That one, once again, plus of minus 1 into z. So what are the d or delta? So 3, 1, 1, 1, minus 1, 2, 1, 2, minus 1. Let's check with the value of the determinant. We can expand it. If that one is equal to 0, we cannot proceed. If that one is not equal to 0, whatever be the value is, we can proceed to the second step. So 3 into minus 1 to 2 minus 1 minus 1 into 1 2 1 minus 1 plus 1 into 1 minus 1 1 2. Let's check what is the value. 3 into minus 1 into minus 1, that means 1, minus 2 into 2, that is 4, minus 1 into 1 into minus 1, that means minus 1, minus 1 into 2, that means minus 2, plus 1, 1 into 2, that means 2, minus of minus 1, that is plus 1. So that one is becoming 3 into minus 3, minus 1 into minus 3, and plus 1 into 3. So that one is minus 9, plus 3 plus 3, that means minus 3. So minus 3, that means not equal to 0. So Cramer's rule is applicable. So Cramer's rule is applicable. So we can proceed to the x at first. Okay. So we are proceeding to x. I am just writing here, not the d, because d is here minus 3 already we have found. So each and every time we don't have to find out the value of d here. We can simply write the value of the determinant, coefficient determinant here. So dx, that one must be our dx. So what is dx? The first column is changed because the first column is representing the coefficients of x. So second column 1, minus 1, 2, and third column 1, 2, minus 1 must be same. Only the first column would be replaced with the resultant, that is 4, 6, minus 3. So write down here 4, 6, minus 3. Now find out the value. Okay. So that one 4 into minus 1, 2, 2 minus 1 minus 1 into 6 2 minus 3 minus 1 plus 1 into 6 minus 1 minus 3 2 upon minus 3, which already we found the value of the determinant coefficient. So what is the value of the numerator? 4 into minus 1 into minus 1, that means 1 minus 2 into 2, 4 minus 1 into that one minus 6, 6 into minus 1 minus of minus 6, that means plus 6 plus 1 into 6 into 2, 12 minus of minus 3 minus 1, that means that one is plus 3. So 12 minus 3 practically. Okay, so what is the value here? That is 4 into minus 3, that means minus 12. Second one is 0, so that one is 0. And third one is plus 12, 12 minus 3, so that means 9. So upon minus 3, that means minus 3 upon minus 3 is equal to 1. So that is the first one, value of x has been found. So now the second one, and second one for the y. Okay, so same as we are writing the y here, that is minus 3. Now the determinant, first column must be same as for, that means 3 1 1. Okay, so that is 3 1 1. Third column must be 1 2 minus 1, no change, 1 2 minus 1. But the second column is now for y, so that should be replaced with the resultant 4 6 minus 3, that is 4 6 minus 3. So find out the values. Okay, upon minus 3, that is 3 into 6 2 minus 3 minus 1 minus 4 into 1 2 1 minus 1 plus 1 into 1 6 1 minus 3, that means minus 3, that one 3 into minus 6 minus of minus plus 6 minus 4 into 1 into minus 1, that means minus 1 minus 2, and here plus 1 into minus 3 minus 6. Okay, so first one is 0, minus 6 plus 6 0, minus 4 into minus 3, that means plus 12, and that one minus 9 upon minus 3, so that one 3 upon minus 3 or minus 1, so that is the value of y. Finally the value of z, same as upon minus 3, first column second column must be equal, 3 1 1, second column was 1 minus 1 2, 1 minus 1 2, and third column is replaced by the resultant 4 6 minus 3. So let's check what is the value now, that is minus 3, 3 into minus 1 6 2 minus 3 minus 1 into 1 6 1 minus 3 and plus 4 into 1 minus 1 1 2. Okay, let's check what is the value. So that one minus 3 upon 3 into minus 1 into minus 3, that means 3 minus 12 minus 1 into minus 3 minus 6 plus 4 into 2 minus of minus 1, that means plus 1. Okay, so what is the value? 3 minus 12, that means minus 27. Minus of minus 9, that means plus 9. And that one plus 12 upon 6. So that means minus 6 minus 3. So that one is the 2. So what about the values we have found? X is equal to 1, y is equal to minus 1, z is equal to 2. Let's check. Okay. So x is equal to 1, y is equal to minus 1, z is equal to 2. Now we can check ourselves that the result we have found or the solution is true or not. Just use any two of the equations. The first, suppose the first one, 3 into x, that means 3x plus y plus z. Just put the value 3 into 1, that means 3, plus 1, that means minus 1, plus z, that is 2. So that one is becoming 5 minus 1 or 4. So the answer is right now 8. Next one, suppose second equation. So x minus y plus 2z. Just put the value of x 1, value of y, that is minus of minus 1, because value of y is equal to minus 1, but first left hand side is operation is minus, plus 2 into 2. What is the value? 1 plus 1, 2 plus 4, 6, and that is 2. And that is how we can find out the solution using Cramer's rule. Next, another one problem for the Cramer's rule. Okay, what is happens here? Suppose the question is like that. The system of linear equations is like 2x minus y is equal to 3. Then 3y minus 2z is equal to 5. And minus x plus 2z is equal to minus 4. What is happening? Here the variables are 3, x, y, z. 3 variables, but not all the variables are given here. So we have to rearrange this. And how? We are going or proceeding with the sequence of the variables x, y, z like. So the very first one, 2 into x minus y. Third one must be z, but the z is not present here. So that means its coefficient is 0. And we are writing that one is equal to 3. In the same way, second one, here x is missing. So that means the coefficient of x is here 0. Then plus 3y, then minus 2z. Okay. In the third one, minus x is there, but y is missing. So we are writing the coefficient of y here as 0 and the rest as the same. So what is the coefficient determinant at that moment? That means what is the D? We can write 2 minus 1 0, 0 3 minus 2, minus 1 0 2. Let's check it is equal to 0 or not. Okay. First one, 2 into 3 minus 2 0 2. Minus of minus 1. That is not minus 1 only. That is minus of minus 1 into 0 minus 2 minus 1 2. And third one is 0. So obviously that is 0. 0 into something. So that is 2 into 2 3 into 2, that means 6, minus 0 into minus 2, that means 0, minus of minus 1, that means plus 1, into 0 into 2, that means 0, minus of minus 1 into minus 2. So that means 12, and that one minus 2 into 1. So minus 2, that one is equal to 10, not equal to 0. So we can proceed. We can proceed to Cramer's. So already we have found out the value of the D, which is not equal to 0. So we have to find out the value of X now. Okay. So for the value of X, at first we are not finding X directly. I am writing that dx. So dx means the first column must be replaced with the resultant. So second column and third column unchanged, minus 1, 3, 0, 0, minus 2, 2. So what should be the first column? That is 3, 5, minus 4. Write down it. That is 3, 5, minus 4. Find out the value of dx. That is 3 into 3 minus 2, 0, 2. Minus of minus 1 into 5 minus 2 minus 4, 2. And finally, the last one must be 0 because that is 0. So 3 into 6 minus 0. Minus of minus 1, that means plus 1, into 5 into 2, 10, minus of minus 4 into minus 2. Okay, so that one is plus 8. So that means 10 minus 8. So that one 18 minus, 18 plus 2. Okay, so that one is equal to 20. So what is the value of X? X is equal to dx upon d, and dx is equal to 20. So d is equal to 10. So the value is 2 yet now. Okay. So next one, find out the value of dy. Same as checking dy. In that case, the first column and third column must be equal. 0, minus 2, 2. The first column was 2, 0, minus 1. Okay, 2, 0, minus 1. And second column must be 3, 5, minus 4. Let's check. 2 into 5 minus 2 minus 4, 2. Minus of 3 into 0 minus 2 minus 1, 2. And finally the third one is 0. So 2 into 5 into 10, that means 5 into 2, 10, minus of minus 4 minus 2, that means plus 8. That means 10 minus 2, 10 minus 8, and minus 3 into 0 minus of minus 1 minus 2. So that means plus 2. That means completely minus 2. Okay. So writing 2 into 10 minus 8, that one is 2, and minus 3 into minus 2. Okay. So the result is here 2 into 2, 4 plus 6 is equal to 10. So what is the value of y? So y is equal to dy upon d. That means 10 upon 10 is equal to 1. So yet now y is equal to 1. And finally the z. Okay. So dz is equal to, the first column must be same, 2 0 minus 1, second column minus 1 3 0, that is minus 1 3 0. Third column is now for the z, so that is replaced. Okay, let's check. 2 into 3 5 0 minus 4 minus of minus 1 into 0 5 minus 1 minus 4 plus 3 into 0 3 minus 1 0. Let's check what is the value. 2 into 3 into minus 4, that means minus 12, minus 0, minus of minus 1, that means plus 1 into 0, minus of minus 5. Okay, and plus 3 into 0 minus of minus 3. So that one is minus 24, minus of minus, that means plus. Okay, and that is plus 3, so that means plus 9. So that one is becoming minus 10. So here we have z is equal to dz upon d, or minus 10 upon 10, or minus 1. So already we have found 2 1 minus 1. Let's check. Okay, so x is equal to 2, y is equal to 1, z is equal to minus 1. Let's check what is happening. 2 into 2 minus 1, that one is 3. So the first equation satisfies. Second equation, let's check. 3 into y, that means 1, minus 2 into z, that one is minus 1. So that one is 3 plus 2, or 5, satisfies. If we consider the third equations also, no problem. Minus 2 plus 2 into minus 1. Just check. That one is minus 2 minus 2, that is minus 4. So that is our solution. X is equal to 2, y is equal to 1, z is equal to minus 1. So that is the way we can proceed to the Cramer's rule to solve the system of linear equations. Is that okay? Clear now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So next we are proceeding at that moment some problems on determinant. That means without expansion, how we can find out the determinant. That is the case using the properties, and also we have to use that. Okay, suppose the very first one problem. Question was, prove that like A, B, C, B, C, A, C, A, B is equal to minus of A cube plus B cube plus C cube minus 3ABC. Okay, now when that type of left hand side is equal to right hand side has been given, we have to proceed in the way whatever is in the right hand side, and we have to proceed, or we have to think about in that way. So suppose very first one, if that one is given, how we can write it? We can write it in the way of the minus is there, we are writing the minus here, and that one A cube plus B cube plus C cube minus 3ABC, that means A plus B plus C into a square plus b square plus c square minus ab minus bc minus ca. So that is the way we can write it. So that means we can proceed in that way at first. So when we are thinking about that, just look at the left hand side. ABC, BCA, CAB. So we can proceed in that way that if we consider the row 1, we are using the properties that A plus B plus C is a required thing. Okay. So if we consider row 1 as row 1 plus row 2 plus row 3, then what is happening? A plus B plus C, row 1 plus row 2, A plus B plus row 3, A plus B plus C. Second column, B, C, A. So that means B plus C plus A. That is also A plus B plus C. In the third, C plus A plus B. That means that is also A plus B plus C. And rest the row 2 and row 3 are remaining the same. B, C, A, C, A, B. Now, whatever we can take the common, we can take the common as A plus B plus C. So the determinant is now 1, 1, 1. B, C, A, C, A, B. Okay. As like here not has been described or given that you cannot expand. But from the very first one, if you want to expand, there would be a problem. So here at that moment, we can expand the determinant. And already we have found that is A plus B plus C. So the rest part would be there, must be. Okay, let's check. So we are writing A plus B plus C into, in that way, 1 into CA AB minus 1 into BA CB plus 1 into BC CA. Okay, let's multiply and check. A plus B plus C. That one, CB minus A square minus B square, as that is minus, so that is minus B square, and minus of CA is becoming plus AC or CA. Okay, minus of minus CA, that is plus CA, plus BA or AB minus C square. Okay, so that one, look at the thing, that is minus, that is minus, that is minus, that one is plus, plus, plus. So if we take the common as minus 1 from here, so that one minus 1 has been taken common, that A plus B plus C is here. So that one minus A square is now plus A square, minus B square is now plus B square, minus C square is now plus C square, and minus BC minus CA minus AB, because all the other classes are now minus. So that one is becoming minus. Already we have said that portion means A cube plus B cube plus C cube minus 3ABC. And that one is the proof. Suppose our problem is here. I am writing, okay. Suppose 6 question. Find the value. Find the value, that is 1, 1, 1, 1. That means fourth order. A, B, C, D. A square, B square, C square, D square. And A cube plus B, C, D B cube plus CDA, C cube plus ABD, D cube plus ABC. We have to find out the value of that determinant, that is fourth order. Now, when we are looking at the determinant, at very first, it is a fourth order determinant. If we expand it, then we are getting a very big calculation, very long calculation, very laborious, very calculative. So whatever be the result is, we are getting. No, don't think in that way. Always think about the very first, which are the properties of the determinant. Look at the fourth column. And already we have said, if any column in the determinant is in that way written, we can decompose that. We can decompose that. Suppose we are writing that one as delta 1 plus delta 2. That means we can decompose it, whatever be the number of column is. So, according to that, our delta 1 is equal to, that means we are decomposing the delta 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay. A, B, C, D. A square, B square, C square, D square. And we are writing that portion. Okay. So A cube, B cube, C cube, D cube. Okay. Plus the delta 2. Which one? The same three columns are there. First column, second column, and third column. A, B, C, D. Then A square, B square, C square, D square. And that one. That means B, C, D, C, D, A, B, D, A, B, C. So that one is equal to delta 1 plus delta 2. Okay. Now we can proceed. Now we are not looking at the very first delta 1. We have something that is according to the delta 2. Okay. Suppose here BCD, CDA, ABD, ABC. That means here the first one is missing A, second row here missing B, third row missing C, fourth row missing D. And also they are connected with D, C, B, or A. So we are multiplying row 1 with A, row 2 with B, row 3 with C, row 4 with D. Okay, as like suddenly we have multiplying A, B, C, D with the determinant. So when we are multiplying, we have to divide those also. Okay, so I am writing here in that way. Suppose we are multiplying the first row with A, So that means A into 1, A into A square, A into 2. That means A cube, and A, B, C, D. When we are multiplying the A, so that means A should be divided. Otherwise, how we can write that one is equal to that one? Suppose 2, and I am writing 2 into 3. So that means 1 by 3 should be there. That's why we can say that 2 is 2. Na? So in that way, when we are multiplying B with the second row, so that means B, B square, B cube, A, B, C, D. Then B should be divided. Same as C, C square, C cube, A, B, C, D. So she must be divided. And D, D square, D cube, A, B, C, D. So D must be divided. Now look at the fourth column. Which one is A, B, C, D? From the fourth column, we can take the common. that is A, B, C, D. So A, B, C, D has been taken common. Already we have A, B, C, D as the divided. Okay, so that one is becoming A, B, C, D. A square, B square, C square, D square. A cube, B cube, C cube, D cube. 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay, now we can divide ABCD with ABCD. Now look at the delta 2 and delta 1. It is looking like same, but not. If we consider the delta 1, the first column is the 1, 1, 1, 1. On the other columns are ABCD, A square, B square, A cube, B cube. Here, the fourth column is 1. So at first, we can interchange. Okay, we can interchange column 1, column 4. When the first interchange is occurring, so there would be a minus. Any interchange of one row or one column is always giving us the same value, but the opposite sign. So that one was plus, so it should be minus. So at first we are changing the first column and fourth column. So now the first column is 1, 1, 1, 1. Fourth column is A, B, C, D. Second column A square, B square, C square, D square. Third column A cube, B cube, C cube, D cube. Okay. Next, yet now that is looking like delta 1 but not delta 1. At that moment, we are interchanging column 2 with column 4. Okay. Once again, as the column 2 and column 4 has been changed, so another minus 1. So that is becoming minus 1 whole square. Now what is now? Column 1 is same. Column 2 is now column 4. So A, B, C, D. Third column is A cube, B cube, C cube, D cube. Fourth column is A square, B square, C square, D square. Okay. Yet now looking like same as delta 1 but not delta 1. So here we are interchanging C3 and C4. Another interchanging of column, so another minus 1. So minus 1 whole cube. So that one is becoming 1, 1, 1, 1. A, B, C, D. Both are same. Now the fourth column is the third column. A square, B square, C square, D square. A cube, B cube, C cube, D cube. Now look at the delta 1. That is the delta 1. So we can write that one minus 1 whole to the power 3. So that means minus, and that one is our delta 1. So practically we have delta 2 is equal to minus delta 1. Again, delta is equal to delta 1 plus delta 2. So delta 1 plus, in place of delta 2, we are writing minus delta 1. So the result is 0.